Happy Monday, traders. It is Matt and Jace with Empire Algorithmic Trading here to bring you your daily dose of VWAP Vision Stock Talk.
It's where the volume weighted average price helps us make sense of the market, Matt. So let's get right to it. Time for a little stock talk.
Let's stock some talks, buddy. All right, it is the start of the week, Jace. Everybody is excited. Everybody's ready to get their trade on. So, with bated breath, we ask, what did the market do today?
It was a surprisingly resilient market. I was pleasantly surprised last night to see the futures were down minimally. I think the Nasdaq futures were down a little over 0.5%. The S&P 500 for futures were down about 0.3. It was kind of trading that way in the morning. It all opened up down, and then it just drifted higher throughout the day. So it's a pretty nice session. Not going to lie. The S&P 500 up a little over 0.1%. The Nasdaq Composite, I believe this is a new high, up about 0.3%. The small caps rallied up nice and strong, opened up near its lows, closed near its highs, up almost 0.7%. And then same thing with the mid caps, up 0.3%. The bonds just held, and that's okay. We just want the bonds to just chill,
Yeah.
ideally go up a little bit, but the last thing we wanted is a continued sell-off in bonds. And then, as you would expect, and I think the whole market was kind of expecting a little bit of a sell-off, hence the VIX kind of rallied up about 4.8% as well. But all in all, for the general market averages, it was a pretty good day.
Yeah, it's almost like the market's called the news cycle bluff over the weekend and just said, "All right, try me."
Yeah, right. Yeah, and whatever's going to bring this market down, I don't want to see it because right now
Yeah,
there's been enough. There's been enough to happen, and it's just been very resilient. And I don't want to see it end. I mean, this has been a lot
yep,
of fun for these past couple of months.
yep.
We're making some pretty good money, and we've got some good stocks. So let's just keep it going, man. I'm super happy. I was very excited to see this today.
Well, speaking of keeping it going, we're going to get into our next section here, where we talk about some of the big movers or some of our previous breakouts that have been given to us by our algorithm. And if you want access to those daily buy and sell signals from our algorithm, subscribe over at our Patreon. Patreon.com/Empire Algorithmic Trading gets you access to those educational videos about how Jason and I use these signals in our daily trading, and also some access to some cool traders, a nice little community over there. So patreon.com/Empire Algorithmic Trading. Jace, what did the movers do today?
We had some good moves today. It was the leaders came roaring back, which is exactly what we wanted to see, right? Exactly what we needed to see to continue having some confidence. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Friday was ugly. Last week was really challenging for leading stocks. A lot of my stops were hit, but today was one of those days where buyers came in and pushed a lot of the strong stocks higher. Innovative Solutions was one of those. It was up a little over 8%. It actually shook me out on Friday. I'm a little disappointed about it, but hey, that's what I set stops. The
How
alert
goes?
came up. I'm like, all right, I'm out. It's breaking the 20 day. I'm gonna take my profit. But it reversed hard today, and a massive spike in volume, up over 8% for a new
Wow.
high basically after its breakout. Its breakout was at 11.95. It's currently at 14.65. That's a pretty nice run. Roblox is just not stopping. It's just
Wow.
the little engine that could, man. Uh, this stock is up 5.8% today, new all-time high for Roblox. Its original breakout happened down here back in April, believe it places, 65.69, and then it broke out again in May at 77.02, and it's currently at 111.83. So this one has been a boon for my account personally, and so I'm very excited about that. Palantir, the stock that just will not stop. I mean, it shook me out at 121.06. It's currently at 149. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with the stop. I was all right. It was a brutal loss, but you get that initial buy, a hard sell off like that, you're just going to protect yourself, cut your losses. I could have bought it back all day long. I just didn't because there were other things to buy, right? But I love seeing these. I love seeing the stocks that just reverse, move higher, flash some pretty clear sell signals. I mean, I thought for sure if you slide this chart back, I mean, that's a pretty ugly looking sell-off right there.
Mhm.
Massive volume, a break of an average that it's just been bouncing off of. And then it just came back. And a couple weeks later, it's hitting an all-time high. very strong showing by Palantir. American Semiconductor shooting right off the 10-day moving average. It was a breakout for us back here in May at 27.38. It's currently at 40.71. Just sold off hard, but stopped right at the 20-day moving average and just continued to move higher. And then IREN Limited, current Bitcoin play, excuse me, recent breakout of ours down here at 11.54, currently at 17.28. There is some resistance that it keeps running into around 18.30, 18.50. You see all these shadows here. That's a little bit concerning, but I'm just hoping to see the buyers win out on this. It's still trading
Yeah.
well above the 10-day. If it just trades sideways like this and then shoots right off that 10-day, that's the ideal look, right?
It's the
Of course,
dream.
that's the dream. Actually, the dream is just the thing just keeps going straight up, doesn't even touch it. Right? So that would be all right. But again, it was a nice 6.5% gain on the stock overall on the day. And then on the downside, I just kind of wanted to show this stock as an example of why it's important to just be quick, right? If a stock reverses, particularly on the breakout day, if you look here, A-Lab was setting up very nicely here. It was looking like it was about ready to break out, it was about ready to hit our pattern, opened up strong the day after, and then just sold off throughout the day. That is a clear warning sign. If a stock opens up strong, closes down on its attempt to break out today, sellers are rushing into that strength, and that's not what you want to see. You want to see the other side. You want to see that stock going up. This was a clear sell signal, and it's testing, right? But I'm going to keep a close eye on this one. One, it's a fundamental darling. It's one of the strongest AI stocks actually on the market as far as fundamentals go. And it's just living right above this long-term VWAP here. So I like the look of this stock. It just needs to clear out some of these sellers during this little kind of brief trading consolidation period. But this is exactly what these things do. That's why you want to wait for them to break out from there. The VWAP is sometimes a little bit early on some of those, but when it's right, it's really, really right. So don't be afraid to, if they flash multiple signals, to jump in on those second or third trades. And I'm just going to show like ANET is a good example of that. It had two attempts. I passed on the third, and it's continuing to run. So as always, just keep an eye on the stocks. We're going to watch this one closely. We got it on the watch list. The algo will let us know when it's about ready to turn again. But I've got that one on the list for sure. But overall, it was a very subtly exciting day, namely because the growth stocks really showed life today. And that was what the concern was last week, was the hammering that a lot of growth stocks had experienced last week was a little bit of a concern. But it's nice to see buyers rush in and come in and really push a lot of these stocks higher.
Well, that is it for our daily stock talk. So thank you for listening on Spotify, watching on YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and really, if you rate and review, that helps us bump up there. If you want to follow us on social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, X. If you want to learn more about who we are, what we do, and why we came up with this algorithm, check out our website. That's VWAPvision.com, VWAPvision.com. And again, subscribe over on Patreon, join our community, get access to those educational videos, and most importantly, get access to our Arrow reviews where we talk about our daily buy and sell signals from our algorithm. That's patreon.com/Empire Algorithmic Trading. Can't wait to see you there. And Jace, happy trading.
Happy trading. We'll see you during your overview. See you, Matt.
See you, bud.